course, I'm here with Team Duckworth. Welcome to the British team. So this is your first senior vest for the UK.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're used to seeing you at the NCAA very successfully. So could you just explain to us and maybe American fans as well why you're competing for Great Britain?
It's a pride thing. So my parents are all from there, and it's just something that I've always wanted to do. There's something about having the country that your parents grew up in across your chest rather than one that you would just happen to be born into.
Well, we're very happy to have you, and America's got enough decathletes anyway.
Exactly, we got a lot.
Obviously, you've had a really long season because you've been doing the NCAA. How do you extend that really successful long season right the way into August? Is that going to be difficult?
I think it is. I watched a whole bunch of guys try to do it through world champs and all that, and they tend to struggle. So, we've just tried to keep the intensity up in practice and try to stay, injury free, as most deck guys try to do. But I think it's just showing up on the day and try to hope the legs are there and go for it.
And obviously, during college, you've got a big team surrounding you. You've got a lot of friends encouraging you. How have the British team welcomed you into the team?
Yeah, so I knew quite a few kids from the junior level as an under 23. So like my roommate Charlie, and Adam, the pole vaulters. I get along really well with them. So it's kind of the same as my team back home. I know a good group of them, and then like everybody else is there to support you as I'm there to support everyone else. So.
And obviously, decathletes are known for having great camaraderie, a great team. You all get on with each other. But you're moving now to the senior level and to the European Championships. How do you anticipate getting on with all those guys? And do you know any of them, like the Kevin Myers and Marcel Weibos?
Yeah, so I competed against Weibo in NCAAs for a long time, and then Carl Soluri. I know a lot of the Estonians.
Okay.
And then that kind of ends where I know people. I probably do know other ones.
Yeah.
Once I'm there by face and all that. But yeah, they tend to welcome new people, so hopefully that goes to me as well.
Yeah, you're going to be the new guy. And how does that affect your performance if you don't have maybe someone to chat to, or you haven't got people to see if it's going bad, to have a bit of a chat or to get some advice from? Does that change your performance at all?
I think it may have in juniors and under 23s because I really didn't know anyone. But I think knowing like Mike Weibo and Carl, some of the Estonians, at least it's somebody that I do know there, and then from there I'll get to know more people. So
yeah, I think in the UK we consider that we've got the greatest decathlete of all time with Daley Thompson,
right.
And obviously Dean Macy was very good back in the day. But apart from those two, we don't have a lot of history in decathlon. In the heptathlon, we've got an amazing history.
Yeah.
I think it's a bit of more of a crossover between individual events and the heptathlon. So the girls tend to take it up quite early, but not so on the boys' side. So how come you've been doing multi events since quite a young age?
Yeah, almost since I started, it was just one of those things where I was good in multiple events, and they just kind of shoved me into it. They didn't tell me there was a 1500 at the end. Just kept doing it. Don't know why.
Because I think maybe in the UK you stick at individual events because you can get some success at the individual level, but you felt that the multi events was the thing for you.
Yeah, I wasn't up there as one of the top in the nation in individual events, but I was in the multi events, and that helps, especially when you're trying to be recruited to a Division I university, especially in a big conference like the SECs. So like my long jump was good, but would they necessarily look at me at a SEC school? Maybe not, but my deck was up in the top 5 in the country at the time, so it worked.
God, that's a whole lot of other things to think about that we don't have in the UK. So that's an interesting perspective. The next question was one of the things that you are good at is the pole vault. And just looking at your coaches you've both had are both very good. Nick Hyson was the Olympic champion. Toby Stevenson's an Olympic silver medalist and a 6-metre pole vaulter. So is that one of the reasons that you obviously are strong in the pole vault and obviously thought about taking up the decathlon early?
So I didn't meet Nick until my 7th grade year. So I'd already been doing pentathlons and stuff early on. But it is, I think, why pole vault was pushed heavily on me. So that way it was a good developmental thing. But Toby and I always talk about pole vault is the one event where I have the biggest room to grow in, just because I'm a 10.4 guy. I long jump 8.19 with a slight wind. But my pole vault doesn't correspond with it.
We consider a 5'10" pole vault pretty good in this country.
Well, I've jumped 27 indoors.
Wow, okay.
But when you add my 100 and my long jump and even my high jump, there's not many people, I don't think, that can run 10.4, long jump over 8 meters and high jump over 7 feet that only jump 27.
Well, 27 is pretty good, and in a decathlon perspective as well, it's a good height, but it's great to hear that you think you can go higher. So that's your strong events you've just talked about. What are the weaker events and what do you need to work on?
Well, the main one is the 1500.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know that, and I think it's going to be something physically. I can run a fast one. I can go and run intervals. I can do that and stuff. So it's more of just a mental barrier that I need to get over. It's what I had to go through with the 400. I was a 50-point guy until 2 years ago, and then something switched, and then I started lowering my times. I hope it comes soon. Needs to. And then there's also shot put and the throws. I think that one's just going to come as my body matures still. I mean, I'm 22. It's not close to being fully matured yet. So I think once that comes, we work more on the throws and all that. Those will improve as well.
So just looking forward to this week. I think you're fourth in Europe, but Kevin Meyer obviously hasn't done decathlon this year.
Exactly.
So what are your expectations? What will you be happy with at the end of the week?
I don't know about place wise. I'll be happy over 8,000 just due to how long the season is. And then, nursing a little thing in my foot. So over 8,000 I'll be happy with. But I think if I can put everything together, I would want to be top 5. And, I mean, if you're in the top 5, you always have a chance,
Who knows?
of having up there. I mean, it's 10 events in 2 days.
Exactly.
Lots of stuff go on.
Well, listen, thank you very much for talking to us, and good luck. Good luck this weekend. Thanks for
Appreciate it.
competing for UK as well. We appreciate it. Thanks a lot.